I'm going to tell y'all about a miraculous divine intervention that I just heard while flying back to Atlanta from San Diego. So I sat next to this couple on the airplane. They sat to my left, and we just started chatting it up about our roles. We work for the same company, so we just giving each other the history about our career, right? And so I asked them, I could tell that they were Christians just based on their conversation and their talk, some of the language that they were using. So I asked them, have y'all ever experienced a miraculous divine intervention? And they got excited. They almost were talking over each other to sort of tell me the story. And so their story goes like this. So their first 2 years of marriage was great, just loving, they were having a great time in marriage. But then when they hit year 3, they experienced some roadblocks. Their marriage started to suffer, right? But they recalled their mom giving them, they didn't recall it at the time, but year 1 when they got married, their mom gave them this purple book the day of their wedding, right? So they put this book on their bookshelf. Now I can't recall the significance of the bookshelf, but I remember them talking about putting this book on their bookshelf, and their bookshelf was sort of arranged by the colors, right? But this book had a purple spine, and they put it in between all these yellow books, if I'm not mistaken. Why? I don't know why. And so again, year 3, they're suffering, they're having some heartache during their marriage, right? Out of nowhere, they realized that exact same book was sitting on their nightstand miraculously, just appeared out of nowhere on their nightstand. And guess what? The book was also still on their bookshelf. So now they have 2 copies of the exact same book. So now they're trying to figure out, well, how in the world did this book appear on our nightstand just miraculously out of thin air? They're trying to find every reason and excuse in the book to disclaim that this book just didn't appear out of thin air, right? So they call their mama, like, Mom, did you buy us 2 of the same copies of the same book? And their mom was like, why would I buy y'all the same copy of the same book? So they could only attribute it to a miraculous act of God. And guess what? They read through the book and it saved their marriage, y'all. And so I'm looking at this couple now. I would say this is probably 10 years ago, be my estimate, because now they have 4 children. So I'm looking at them like out the side of my eye on the flight, and you can tell they're genuinely in love, right? They're holding hands on the flight. They're feeding each other on the flight. They're listening to the same headset while watching the same movie on the flight. These are just little things I'm picking up on while we're flying back to Atlanta. So I can truly say with confidence that this couple and their marriage has been renewed. And it's because of this book. It's because of this miraculous act of God that led them to read this book to help save their marriage. God is good. Also, they had another friend, a young lady that was going through marital issues, and they gave her a copy of the additional book that they had. Now, I can't recall, what was the outcome of her marriage, but I do know that they gave her that book. So I wanted to share that story so that if you are struggling in your marriage, find you a book or find a seminar or something to go to or a retreat that can help feed into your marriage, that can help strengthen, give y'all tools and tactics that you can implement to help preserve and save your marriage. I recently met a woman that introduced me to a book called Love and Respect. She said this book saved their marriage. So I'll also put the purple book that was used to save this couple's marriage that I met on the flight. Again, y'all, I think there are things that God will bless us with. There are things we can learn through other people's experiences. When people write books, and this miraculous act had to be God that led them to find this book and to read it. So I just think if we follow the same path, why wouldn't it work for us? Why wouldn't it work for you as well? So I encourage you, just go before the Lord, find you a book, find you a retreat, and invest to save your marriage. God bless.